cockiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Reynolds Razorback Stadium, home of the Arkansas Razorbacks. As we see the number 7 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Arkansas Razorbacks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Razorbacks will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Fielded in the end zone, it's Young. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So the Alabama Crimson Tide offense will take the field for the first possession of this game. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. To the air, it's Russell. Going to try to get it himself. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself?
It's going to be tough on this defense containing this guy because he's got that sixth sense to get outside the pocket, and at that point, he's throwing it and hurting you, or you can take off and run. That time able to get the first down. Big challenge for the defense moving forward.
At the 40, there he goes. They finally make the stop, but he shows why he is dangerous on the run, too, and he's got a first down. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. The run from the shotgun. Turning it on. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to change this route. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. It's Hale. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
I remember back when I played for the Florida Gators, if you had 3,000 yards passing in a season, you might be an All-American. I know times have changed, but with that last completion, this guy's already over the 3,000-yard milestone this year.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Alabama!
And they talked about it this week with us. They talked about wanting to start this football game fast. Nothing like taking the opening possession, using your script to your advantage, and then getting closer and exerting your physicality, running the football in, off to a hot start for this offense.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So Arkansas's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. They are going to be greeted rather rudely, I guess, by a group of defensive linemen that wreak havoc and hunt down quarterbacks, Jesse.
And they wreck games. They take away everything you do offensively. So it's a huge challenge in this one, David, for this offensive coordinator to try to call plays and find ways to get the football away from these big fellas up front because they take games over.
And get the ball out quick. Like when you've got a defensive line that can penetrate, they can get TFLs, get sacks, it's going to be on this offensive line to buy a little bit of time, but also the ball to come out quick, win in the secondary right now.
He snuffed out behind the line again, went right back to the well and got the same bad result. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Under fire. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Man, this home crowd was so jacked up, so excited to finally get the football after giving up points on the first drive and having to be quiet. Now they're quiet again. How about the defense coming in here, shutting this crowd up early and doing their job?
And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Looking for a man. It's Russell. Makes the grab. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw and pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
They'll give it to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They'll run for it on 3rd and short. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And how about the timing of the linebacker on the blitz to get in the backfield and get the tackle for loss?
Is there anything better for a linebacker than to run on a blitz and nobody's home except the back?
Such a great...
Converts on 4th down. Still going. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Back to pass. Pulls it in. It's Hale. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Might be changing the route. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. To the air on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Webster. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. He had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. Gonna take a shot. Gets it inside the 15. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Arkansas.
And this is why so many teams go play action. They try to freeze guys in the back end, work on their eye discipline, get them to bite a little bit. Nice job on the play fake. Nice job bombs away, putting air underneath it and making the big touchdown pass.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Grabbed in the middle, it's Adams. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. With a 1st down, they'll snap it from the 32. Looking to throw on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's Adams. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Wants to throw on 1st down. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gun of the field. Instead, it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Handoff from the gun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. On third and long, he has to throw for it. It's picked off, and that's number 10. Just a small return, but a big play as they have it now at the 45.
Well, I love the job by the coaching staff there defensively, matching the personnel of the offense, putting their dime package out on the field. So you bring out the extra defensive back, you're anticipating a pass, perfect timing to run that personnel, and you get the pick.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. He'll keep it himself. Picks up the first down. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
Really nice play. When you talk about Alabama and their dominance on defense, especially in recent years, it all starts up front. You have to have disruptors playing on the defensive line, guys that can be versatile and line up at different positions, but create havoc in the backfield, and that's what this guy has been able to do throughout his career.
Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete. Offense breaks the huddle. It's third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Here's the pressure. Another incompletion on third down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Last drive ended with a pick, but you still have to attack through the air. Looking for room. It's Green. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to pass. It's Russell. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
Well, it's a simple play. QB's just looking for his big fella, the tight end, and he couldn't reel it in.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. It's complete to the left. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. They're testing the right side here. Got the first down and more. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. They'll give it to him again. Past the 30. They finally get to him. What a play there to pick up the first down. You count up those explosive plays in the game, and you put a little extra star by the big runs.
Yeah, and this running back is a weapon, boy. He is so good in space. He's got shiftiness. He can make guys miss. And if this guy gets into the second level, watch out. He can hit a home run.
Looking downfield on first down. Catch in the middle is Adams. catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, a quick update on a notable game going on right now in the ACC. Clemson is ahead early in Death Valley, but that's not exactly Trevor Lawrence out there. This game is a long way from being over. They're up by 7 over Notre Dame. Never know what's going to happen in the ACC, and we'll circle back if anything develops. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They're going to open this drive with a pass. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Well, we talked to the offensive staff coming into this one. They knew going up against the top 25 defense with respect to sacks per game that they had to do a good job protecting the QB, but they have not been able to get that done so far. They've already now allowed 3 sacks in this game.
Oh, they're after him. And the defense gets loose, bringing the Heat, and down he goes again. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Throwing right. Makes the grab. He stopped short, and it's 4th down. The Razorbacks will line up to punt it away. Hauls it in and looking upfield. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Here comes that Alabama offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Offense changing the play. Whoops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty.
False start of offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Looking for room. It's Hill. Stumped almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up 1 to the 35. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Russell. Got it in the middle, it's Young. Good pickup there as he gets the 1st down, and they'll mark him at the 48. Pass completion moves the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Looking to throw on 1st down. Caught over the middle, it's Adams. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Adams. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
Could this guy be the next receiver to bring home a Heisman Trophy? He's got everything you look for in a game changer at the receiver position. He's off to a great start in this one.
On 1st and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Takes a snap, wants to throw. Touchdown, Bama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Man, it's not an accident. They're featuring this guy. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. That's your job as a coach. Find my playmakers, get them the ball so they can do damage and have games like this right here.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. A very efficient five-way scoring drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he's going to try to return this one. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. To the air on first down. He'll try to do it himself. It's a fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense, and he's off.
And man, I love my quarterbacks that want to make plays and make those big plays and scramble around and get away from people, but you got to tuck that football away. When you're going to run through arm tackles and people are around you diving, make sure you got that thing locked up. He didn't. Defense took advantage of it.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Back to pass, it's Russell. Bringing the heat. And the heat gets there. And they get it down at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, how about this defense, man? That's the third sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. He'll do it himself. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. And he curls that thing just inside the left upright. And now the lead is even bigger.
Winning the turnover battle is so important, and you got to make these turnovers convert into points. They get the fumble recovery. Yeah, they didn't get a touchdown, but they're still able to get a field goal and put 3 points up on the board.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Pressure coming. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. That internal clock just didn't move fast enough, and they get him for a safety.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking for a man. It's Russell. He's going to run it. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself? They'll immediately call timeout.
And this QB's really starting to show you something, isn't he? I mean, he's been hit a lot in the pocket, and I just like the toughness. At the end of the run here, he's not sliding because he's been banged up a little bit. Lowering the shoulder, getting the first down, taking some hits, but he's still competing.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
the number one key for this defense coming into this game was finding a way to stop this quarterback from running the football. And guys, they have not done a good job of that early in this game. He has been able to get out of the pocket, whether it's been designed runs or scrambles like on what we just saw. The defense has got to start changing it up. They need to spy him more, I think, moving forward.
Grab near the marker. It's Hale. Inside the 30, down to the 29. Time is running short here in the first half. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the back. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds. Backed up now, here's second and long. Wants to throw, he's working against the clock. Catch in the middle, it's Adams. That should be the final play of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Fayetteville. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true three-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution.
The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me, too.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Throws to the wideout. Snares it outside. It's Ferguson. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. And the Razorbacks with the 1st and 10. Grabbed over the middle. It's Pride. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. And still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Now on second down. They'll run play action. Here's a heat. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much. The Razorbacks come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Sends it downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. The punt team makes its way onto the field.
This is a situation here in the third quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
Looking to throw, it's Russell. Got his man. No chance to run, but still a good game.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
They'll move the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the touchdown tie. And the beatdown has ensued. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance.
Well, this offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the third quarter, march it down the field, and score. There's no end in sight for these guys.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
No love lost between teams anytime they square off inside the Big Ten. Here's one that's just gone final. Nebraska endured a hostile crowd, and the challenge that always comes with playing away from Memorial Stadium. And the Huskers came away with the win. It wasn't a blowout, but it is still a W. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a Big Ten matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Finds a man on the left. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback on the keeper. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Now the play fake. Makes the catch. It's Clapp. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quickly to the tight end.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Got his man. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain.
Yeah, at this point on offense, it's all about finding completions and finding your rhythm. And they get a few yards there with the slant.
They'll throw on 3rd and short. Caught. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. And the Razorbacks have taken it inside the 20. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they
pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Razorbacks! Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. Right down the middle. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They still have the lead, but a productive drive here would keep it a comfortable lead. Got a man, it's Adams. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. To the air, it's Russell. Grabbed in the middle, it's Adams. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Alabama quickly back to the line. It's probably pretty comforting for this offensive coordinator to know as soon as the game's kicked off, I can pretty much pencil in a 100-yard receiving day for this dude.
And I want to be the quarterback. I mean, that guy, it's always open. Man zone, I know I'm looking his way because he's going to catch the football. He's going to make big plays for me. So, yeah, I'm not surprised they're going to continue to highlight this guy in the passing game.
Wants to throw on first down. Rush is on him. Boom. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself? Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a space. Snagged in the middle. It's Adams. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Using him out of the slot, he has just been unstoppable.
And I love putting dynamic athletes in the slot that I can move around, that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball so you can't get hands on him, and they've really featured this guy today.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Wants to go up top. He's got it on the move. Elevates over his man.
How about the day for this young fella? 3 receiving touchdowns. Hey, defense, that guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And that kick was perfectly down the middle. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. The returner will field it and try to get some field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly found that dude. They score here, we're in for a ball game.
Got his man downfield. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. The Razorbacks are moving quickly down the field. Looking downfield on 1st down. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
That is now the 7th sack on defense. This offense cannot protect their QB. It doesn't matter if the defense is blitzing or if they're just winning one-on-one. 7 sacks? That's just ridiculous.
Just couldn't find a hole in this defense. They were ready for him and forced him out of bounds, and no gain on the play. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Fires to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Fires toward the end zone. Oh, it makes the grab. Oh, couldn't get the foot down. It's incomplete. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. They want to run it left here. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Catch in the middle, it's Adams. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
This guy reminds you a little bit of Devontae Smith back in Alabama winning the Heisman. This guy makes plays week in, week out. Top 5 right now in the nation in receiving yards, and that's why he's in the Heisman discussion.
And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! They tack on another score, and how about the way this team has responded to a loss and now about to move to 9-1.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Winding up to add another. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in Conference USA. FIU is trailing right now, and I know it may look bleak, but this team needs to regroup, remind itself it's at home, and remember just how quickly things can change. They're trailing by just 4 to Louisiana Tech. Implications galore inside CUSA, and we'll circle back should anything big happen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Here comes the heat. The throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. He'll pull it on the read. They'll give him 4 on that one. It's 3rd and 6. Trying to pick up a first down. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Got a man. It's Prime. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. And the Razorbacks line up to punt it away. That leg is staying loose. Already the 5th kick of the night. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. Here comes that Alabama offense. Dropping back, it's Russell. Trying to make magic on the scramble. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself? Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47.
Well, you know that every single week, this guy's legs are going to be a problem, and the defense just has not had an answer for him. They can't keep him.
Breaks into the open. Oh, and he ruins the big gator with a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Great job by the defense in the back end that time. He made the catch.
Now, we'll hang on here. The coach has called a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. And how about the keen eyes and sharp awareness from the coach to challenge that call, and the officials agree it'll go his way. They'll snap it from the 30 on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Hit as he throws. Wide open downfield. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Man, what a throw. Under duress, getting hit as you throw, and he's been sacked several times today. I love how he continues to hang in the pocket and make plays for this offense.
Under fire. He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6.
And I feel like this defense is starting to pick up on this quarterback's MO. You've seen it, right? Like, time and time again, he is willing to scramble. He wants to carry the football, kind of apprehensive, maybe doesn't want to make a mistake. I'd love to see him maybe hang in that pocket just a little more and maybe make some plays down the field with his arm.
Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, Alabama.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring.
Black 14! Black 14!
He'll keep it himself. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of pay dirt.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Quarterback sneak trying to power his way ahead for a few. Grinding and churning close to the goal line, but he'll be stopped edges short. Now it's second and goal. Quarterback wedging it in there on the quarterback sneak. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
And he made the extra point without problem. So they marched the ball 41 yards on that drive. And it was finished off with a quarterback sneak. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. He'll do it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number, and here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football, trailing this much late in the game? But that's...
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long. Early or late, up front, moving forward, this offense has got to do a better.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. The Razorbacks will try to pin them back with the punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Back to throw, it's Russell. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals.
This guy has a chance to bring home the Heisman Trophy this year because he continues to make plays week in, week out. Doesn't matter who's guarding him, what coverages you play. This guy finds ways to make plays for his offense.
Here we go.
He'll set up to throw. He's got him. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
You know, it's one thing to have all the accolades preseason and have all the expectations, but it's another thing to be able to go out and execute week in, week out. He's done that. He now has over 1,500 receiving yards on the year.
Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. Making side adjustments here. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds.
Timeout, Alabama.
Here we go.
And here we go. Final play of the game right here. To the air on 2nd down. Got it in the middle. It's Adams. And that will be the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, and it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.